Hi sweet friends and welcome back. In this video I'm going to show you how to create two high-end looking DIY decor pieces using Dollar Tree items. This is part of a Friday Friend Follow created by the Heidi Sombel DIY channel. So when you finish watching this video, there's a link in the description box for more easy and inexpensive DIY project ideas by other YouTube creators. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and come find me on Instagram at MissJustinaMarie. With all that said, let's get started. First, I'm going to show you how to make these absolutely beautiful blue and white plates using glass plates from Dollar Tree. These plates look very expensive, but they only cost $1.15 to make. The materials that you'll need for this DIY are very straightforward. A glass plate from Dollar Tree, scissors, a brush, and Mod Podge, and I suggest you use the dishwasher safe version. Dollar Tree stores are open during this time of quarantine, and almost every single Dollar Tree has these very simple plates. They're just basic glass and they come in both salad plates and dinner plates. And when you purchase them, you want to look at them very carefully because sometimes they are scratched or have chips. So examine each plate and get the plates that are in perfect condition. You're also going to need some paper napkins. And I suggest splurging a bit on your napkins because if you want the most beautiful and high-end look, you want to use the most beautiful napkin. Dollar Tree does have some very cute napkins in their party section, so if that is more your budget, go ahead and give those a try. But if you go to a store that sells higher-end paper napkins or purchase them through Amazon, you can find some absolutely beautiful designs that will fit into your own personal decor. Now the first thing you want to do is thoroughly clean your plates and remove the stickers. And if you have a hard time getting the stickers off, use some white vinegar, pour it on the sticker undiluted, and let it sink into the glue. It'll dissolve the glue and you can just wipe off the sticker with your finger. Once your plate is clean and dry, turn it upside down. Open your paper napkin and make sure that it fits over the plate. So if you're using a dinner size plate but a cocktail napkin, the napkin is not going to fit on your plate. I'm using a dinner size plate here. Then look at the pattern on your napkin and figure out what parts you want to have on your plate. I did not want this dark stamp here on my plates. I wanted them mostly to be soft blue and white with just a little bit of the black lettering. So now you're going to take the Mod Podge and apply a thin but even layer across the back of the plate. Decoupage is the age-old art of decorating an object with colored paper or patterned paper. This art form dates back to the 12th century in China and nomadic tribes, but it really took off in the 17th century in Venice. Later in the 18th century, artists in Florence took decoupage to a whole new level, incorporating decoupage with other art forms like wood carving and gold leaf. Now here is the key to this DIY, and the reason why I told you to purchase glass plates. You're going to apply your paper napkin face down. Don't forget this part, because when you flip your plate over, that beautiful design is going to show through the glass, so you will be able to use this plate. It's not just decorative. Once you've positioned the napkin on the plate in the way that you like, it's time to varnish the plate. And you varnish the plate using the same decoupage glue or Mod Podge that you did to adhere the napkin to the plate. Apply a thin and even layer across the entire back of the plate. And as you can see, I'm using a light hand. You want to make sure that you don't tear or move the napkin. Make sure you get the edges of the plate really good. Once your entire plate is covered with Mod Podge, let it dry overnight. When you flip the plate over, this is the result. Are you ready for another DIY? Let's get started. Next, I'm going to show you how to make beautiful modern silhouette art for your home using items from Dollar Tree that cost a total of $1.69. I was inspired to create this art piece after a recent trip to my local garden center. Our garden center has an absolutely beautiful and upscale store, and I saw these silhouette art pieces inside. They were $80 a piece, and I really loved them, but I knew that this was something that I could recreate myself. For the most inexpensive recreation of this art, you're going to need an 8x10 frame from Dollar Tree, along with a 69-cent piece of poster board and a piece of computer paper. You're also going to need an X-Acto knife, but I like this tool here from Fiskars. You're also going to need a pencil, and an iPad or some type of tablet is optional. I wanted to do a scene of a mother and a young son, and I already have a quote in mind. So the first thing you're going to do is sit down at your computer, open up your Pages or Microsoft Word, whatever you use, and you're going to type out your quote. Make sure you choose the typewriter font, which is standard on pretty much every operating system, and give a little bit of thought to the placement of the quote. I'm placing mine in the upper right-hand corner of the page. Now before we begin, a piece of computer paper is slightly smaller than an 8x10 frame, so you want to make sure that your paper is cut to size so you can really get a good idea of how you're going to line up your printed words and your design. So what I did was I already cut my piece of black poster board to fit the frame, and then I'm using that piece of black poster board to cut my piece of computer paper to frame. And I think this should be fairly obvious, but this is not a project for young children. Now you're going to want to flip your piece of paper around because we're going to be tracing the image we want to use on the back side of the paper. This is where a tablet or iPad may come in handy. I found this image online and I'm going to use it as my template for recreating my own image. Now I do want to mention, if you use images that you find online, it's okay to do so if you use it for personal use, but please don't take credit for anybody else's artwork, and if you're like me and you're pretty good at sketching, then you can even sketch out your own. Next, pick up your X-Acto knife tool and begin cutting. I find that it's much easier and safer and also is more precise if you turn the paper instead of turning your tool. I also like to begin by cutting the long straight areas and then work on the detail at the very end. You want to hold your paper down because as you cut, the paper is going to want to naturally lift off the page. So hold your paper down with one hand, being careful not to cut yourself. Right here you can see how I ended up turning my paper instead of turning my tool, and that's how you're going to get the best lines and the most precision. So it takes a little bit of practice, but you'll find as you go along that it gets easier and easier with each cut. And just like with most things in life, the more detail you put into the piece, the better it's going to look. So as you can see, the little eyelash details, pieces of hair make it look even better. Once you've finished, turn the piece of paper over, slide your piece of black poster board behind it, and it's ready to be framed. Of course, you want to make sure that the glass in the frame is totally clean before you assemble your project. After the glass, you want to lie your piece of computer paper face down, then your black piece of poster board, and then the back of the frame. Push down the pin securely, turn your frame around, and enjoy the result. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section if you're going to give it a try, and thank you for subscribing. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!